Hello everybody, welcome back to Movie Reviews. In this episode, I'm looking at Buster from 1988. Buster, this is an interesting one. It stars Phil Collins as the particular Buster, one of the main participants in the Great Train Robbery in the in the 60s very much. I don't know which particular, which one I think. Oh, I think early 60s I think. So this film is detailing one of the other members, of course, which is Buster. Obviously, I think some other films depicted Ronnie Briggs as well, whereas this one, and maybe I think the other ones as well. I mean, I think there's not really many adaptations or sort of like films based on them. The only ones I can think of is like the TV show Mrs. Briggs, in which obviously was Sheridan Smith, but that deals with the wife as well, and also, yeah, we have another film that's coming up, and which also stars Mr. Briggs himself, and obviously we've got this one with Mr. Phil Collins. Quite interesting because it's at this time Genesis have finished in '87. They sort of finished doing the World Tour for the Invisible Touch tour, and didn't come back until about 1991. They didn't come back till. Obviously, Phil originally started as a child actor very much before getting into bands. Well, thinking studio bands as a child actor at the same time. However, he obviously. Anyway, I'm thinking. So obviously, it is. I do think it's a good performance by him anyway. Well, I'm just losing track now. You can tell he's got some. He's quite good. He's got a bit of humour to him. He's got a bit of glint to his eye. Same as Buster. I mean, his performance is good. I mean, great of all. You also got Julie Walters. Ah, yes, Julie Walters. But Phil Collins and Julie Walters in the same picture together, being husband and wife. That's unheard of, as it shows in this movie. Yeah. So Julie Walters, fantastic actress. I do enjoy Julie Walters' acting. You know, she is funny, hilarious. Also just takes things seriously as well, which is good. And yeah, I probably think so. Location footage itself is quite nice. You know, obviously it's so abroad. I can't remember where particularly abroad he is, but he moved abroad somewhere. Same with Ronnie Briggs. He went to Rio de Janeiro afterwards. Excuse me. So obviously, it's filmed in Britain nicely. It is, and obviously, it's all builds up actually like there's a beginning, middle, the end, and an end really. Excuse me. Because you've got him saying in Britain, the four men, of course, are discussing their plans to rob the train in the middle of the night, or the post office train, which causes a few deaths really there. And then obviously he tries to flee Britain, and obviously end up in the sort of in the foreign country that he's living in, which is good anyway. Which is alright. I mean, it sort of ties up what's been going on anyway. Yeah. What else is to mention? The soundtrack, of course. Yeah, the soundtrack. Obviously, Phil Collins actually recorded a few songs which became big hits. You know, Groovy Kind of Love is on there. Two Hearts is on there. You've also got stuff with the Four Tops, and probably some other 60s stuff that is included on there, which sort of suits the movie at the time as well, which is good. I mean, I do have it on CD. I do. I think we just go to all. It's my parents that sort of taking it, or something. But it's a decent soundtrack. It is. You know, it's all, and also the hits with Phil Collins are good. You know, you can just, if you're surprised, you can always put them on a Phil Collins. They're always on a Phil Collins great hits. They are, and it is just, they are good. They have got a very age, and look, You know, Two Hearts and Groove Kind of Love always got that energy about love. It's all about passion, love, and relationship. This is, you know, same as the movie as well, to do with the husband, Buster and his wife very much, and it sort of works nicely. It does, though. I think it's sort of because it's got a bit of an 80s-ness to it as well. It sort of dampens the movie a little bit. I mean, with stuff like the Four Tops, maybe some other stuff I was recorded in the 60s, it works perfectly. Yes. So, the soundtrack was released and it's done successfully. There's a few, I think it had like a number one, or I think it had two number ones from that album. I probably think so. Yeah. So, like, how do I go into this film very much? I mean, obviously I was familiar with Phil Collins with his solo career in Genesis before this. Um, we had Buster when we know Buster. We had it on DVD. It came free in a newspaper actually with the Sun, and I still have it actually. It's still in its cardboard sleeve. You know, back in the day, and this is going back to other films like Cannonball Run, Marine Sue and Bob 2, and Highlander, and just some other ones actually, a few others. I mean, we used to get just DVD after DVD like on a Saturday. You know, like Saturday morning, you get the newspaper, some newspaper, or maybe well, occasionally on Saturday, but like if they do special events, they do like for a whole week, for a whole 7 days. You know, from Monday to Saturday you have the Sun, and then from Monday to Saturday you have the Sun, and on Sundays you got News of the World, which is now defunct. And you used to get, I explained this before, but I'll explain it again if anyone doesn't notice. You always get DVD on a Saturday, which is quite good, or a music compilation, or greatest hits or something. It used to be great, that did. I mean, it's a shame they don't do it anymore. But obviously, because the government's changing it, and obviously, it's all free because I think the government and all sorts, that sort of thing. Well, am I blaming the government or is it just people? I don't know. But I think it's due to cost cuttings, budgets and stuff. Though, it's a shame they don't do that anymore because it was really enjoyable. It was. I mean, you get this, and you get a free DVD inside. It tend to be like a film from the 80s or something, and you have to wait until the News of the World to get the other one, which includes like in a double hand pocket. I think Bus didn't get that. Didn't get that with it. It only gave one sleeve, and that was it, just the whole film, and it was clearly good. I mean, I still got my question. I still remember what Buster is. You know, obviously the iconic cover of him in his suit and, you know, Phil Collins being suave and hot and holding banquets of flowers, you know, and saying like he's one of the, you know, the train robbery's been done. It has whole century in Britain. He has to flee Britain, that sort of thing. Indeed. Mm-hmm. So, Buster, is it worth a watch? I probably think so. I think it is because it's a film of its time. In the late 80s, of course, you have Phil Collins acting for a very considerable amount for a small amount of movies. I mean, he's done a few animated works as well. I mean, he appeared in what's that film, Balto. Yeah, Balto was one of them he appeared in. Did the voice acting for the two polar bears. Obviously, Buster is the other one that he's famous for, and I think some other ones I don't know really, but he's mainly worked on like animation films to provide in music a little bit now and again, and so far and so forth. So I think Buster's worth a watch because it's got Phil Collins, it's got Julie Walters in, it's got a nice direction, it does, and the soundtrack's very good. You mean trying to obtain the soundtrack? It's actually quite good actually. So that's the review of Buster, and I'll see you for the 12th and final episode of the 4th series. The finale is on its way, and I'll see you in the next video.